So you want to land a high-paying job in IT? It's a goal a lot of people have right now, and for good reason. The tech industry is constantly evolving, and with that evolution comes a huge demand for skilled professionals. But the landscape of what's in demand changes pretty quickly. The skill that was a golden ticket 5 years ago might just be a baseline expectation today. So, the real question isn't just if you should get into IT, but how you position yourself for those top-tier roles. The ones with the impressive salaries and the really interesting, impactful work. It's about being strategic. And that's what we're going to break down today. I've been looking at the trends, talking to people in the industry, and digging through the data to figure out what skills companies are really willing to pay a premium for right now. It's not just about knowing a little bit of everything. It's about developing deep expertise in the areas that are driving the future of technology. We're going to go through the top 5 skills that consistently show up in high-paying job postings, and I'll explain exactly why they're so critical for success. Think of this as a roadmap, a guide to help you focus your learning and your energy on what truly matters. Whether you're just starting out and planning your education, or you're already in the field and looking to level up, this is for you. We're cutting through the noise to give you the straight-up, no-fluff list of skills you need to succeed and build a seriously rewarding career. Let's get into it. Alright, first up, and this should come as no surprise to anyone paying attention, cloud computing. It's pretty much non-negotiable at this point. When we talk about the cloud, we're talking about platforms like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud Platform. These aren't just trendy names. They are the fundamental infrastructure on which modern business is built. Companies, from tiny startups to massive global enterprises, are moving their operations, their data, and their applications off of physical on-site servers and into the cloud. The reasons are simple. It's more scalable, more flexible, and often more cost-effective. But it requires a completely different skill set to manage. This migration has created a massive demand for people who understand how to design, build, and maintain cloud infrastructure. We're talking about roles like cloud architect, cloud engineer, and solutions architect. These aren't just your standard IT support jobs. These are high-level positions responsible for mission-critical systems. If a company's entire sales platform runs on Amazon Web Services, the person who knows how to keep that platform secure, optimized, and running 24/7 is incredibly valuable. They need to understand things like virtual machines, containerization with Docker and Kubernetes, serverless computing, and cloud-native storage solutions. So, why the high salaries? It's a classic case of supply and demand. The shift to the cloud happened relatively quickly, and the pool of talent with deep hands-on experience is still catching up. Companies are competing for the best people, and they're willing to pay a premium to ensure their digital foundation is solid. Getting certified in Amazon Web Services, Azure, or Google Cloud Platform is one of the smartest, most direct paths you can take right now. It's a clear signal to employers that you have the specific, high-demand skills they are desperately looking for. It's not just a line on a resume. It's proof you can handle the backbone of their business. Next up, let's talk about cybersecurity. This one has moved from being a niche IT specialty to a top-level business concern for every single company. Every day you see headlines about another major data breach, another ransomware attack, another sophisticated phishing scheme. The threats are becoming more frequent and more advanced, and the consequences of a security failure can be catastrophic. We're talking millions in financial losses, irreparable damage to a company's reputation, and massive legal liabilities. Protecting digital assets is no longer just an IT problem, it's a fundamental business survival strategy. Because of this, companies are investing heavily in building robust security teams. They need experts who can think like the attackers, identify vulnerabilities before they can be exploited, and build multiple layers of defense to protect sensitive data, networks, and systems. This isn't just about installing antivirus software. It's about network security, application security, ethical hacking, penetration testing, threat intelligence, and incident response. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game, and businesses need people who are always one step ahead. These professionals are the digital gatekeepers, and their value is immense. This is why cybersecurity roles like security analyst, penetration tester, and chief information security officer command such high salaries. The return on investment is incredibly clear. The cost of hiring a top-tier cybersecurity expert is a tiny fraction of the potential cost of a single major breach. Companies are not just paying for your technical skills, they're paying for peace of mind. They're paying to protect their most valuable assets and maintain the trust of their customers. If you have an analytical mind, enjoy problem solving, and want a career with real tangible impact, cybersecurity is a field where you can truly excel and be compensated accordingly. Okay, number 3 on the list is a big one. Data analysis. We live in an age of big data. Every click, every purchase, every interaction online generates a data point. Companies are sitting on mountains of this information, but the data itself is useless without someone who can make sense of it. That's where data analysts and data scientists come in. Their job is to dive into these massive data sets, find patterns, extract insights, and translate their findings into actionable business strategies. They are essentially the storytellers of data. Think about it from a business perspective. Should we launch this new product? Where should we open our next store? How can we improve customer retention? In the past, these decisions were often made based on intuition or limited information. Today, they are driven by data. A skilled analyst can look at customer behavior data and predict future trends, identify inefficiencies in a supply chain, or personalize marketing campaigns for maximum impact. They use tools like SQL to query databases, Python or R for statistical analysis, and visualization tools like Tableau or Power BI to present their findings in a way that executives can actually understand and act on. The value here is direct and measurable. Good data analysis leads to smarter decisions, which leads to increased revenue and reduced costs. An analyst who can identify a market trend that leads to a successful product launch has just generated millions for their company. Someone who can optimize a marketing budget by targeting the right audience can save the company a fortune. This is why companies are willing to pay top dollar for these skills. You're not just a technician, you're a strategist who uses data as your primary tool. If you're curious, analytical, and enjoy solving complex puzzles, a career in data analysis can be incredibly lucrative and intellectually stimulating. Coming in at number 4, and this is a core, foundational skill for so much of IT programming. You might think of this as just for software developers, but the reality is that coding skills are becoming essential across a huge range of IT roles. Whether you're in cybersecurity, cloud computing, or even network administration, the ability to write scripts and automate tasks is a massive force multiplier. It separates the people who do things manually from the people who build systems to do things automatically, and that's a huge distinction in the modern workplace. When we talk about programming, we're looking at key languages that dominate the industry. Python is arguably the king right now due to its versatility. It's used for everything from web development and data analysis to machine learning and automation. Java remains a powerhouse for large-scale enterprise applications and Android development. And of course, JavaScript is the undisputed language of the web, powering the interactive front-end experiences we use every single day. Knowing one or more of these languages fluently is like having a superpower in the IT world. So why is this so valuable? Because code is how you build things. It's how you create solutions. A network engineer who can write a Python script to automate the configuration of 100 routers is infinitely more efficient than one who has to log into each one manually. A data analyst who can write their own scripts can manipulate data in ways that are impossible with off-the-shelf tools. Programming skills demonstrate a deeper level of technical understanding and problem-solving ability. It shows you're not just a user of technology, but a creator. And in the tech industry, creators are always in high demand and are compensated as such. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about DevOps. This might be the newest concept on this list for some people, but it is incredibly important in modern tech companies. DevOps isn't a single tool or language. It's a culture and a set of practices that aim to break down the traditional silos between software development and IT operations. In the old model, developers would write code and then throw it over the wall to the operations team to deploy and maintain. This created friction, delays, and a lot of finger-pointing when things went wrong. DevOps changes that. It's all about collaboration, automation, and creating a streamlined, continuous pipeline for building, testing, and releasing software. Think of it as an assembly line for code. This involves a whole suite of tools and concepts, continuous integration and continuous deployment pipelines using tools like Jenkins or GitLab, infrastructure as code with tools like Terraform or Ansible, and containerization with Docker and Kubernetes, which we also mentioned in the cloud section. A DevOps engineer is the architect of this entire process, ensuring that software can be released quickly, reliably, and frequently. The reason this skill is so highly paid is because of its direct impact on a company's agility and speed. In today's market, The company that can ship new features and fix bugs the fastest has a huge competitive advantage. DevOps makes that possible. It reduces deployment failures, increases reliability, and allows development teams to be more innovative. A good DevOps engineer can fundamentally change how a company builds and delivers its products. They are the bridge builders between development and operations, and that role as a facilitator and automator is one of the most critical and therefore one of the most valuable in any modern IT organization. So there you have it. The top 5 cloud computing, cybersecurity, data analysis, programming, and DevOps. These aren't just buzzwords. They represent the pillars of the modern technology landscape. As you can see, there's a lot of overlap between them. A cloud engineer needs to understand security and scripting. A DevOps engineer lives and breathes automation and cloud platforms. This interconnectedness is key. Mastering one of these areas is great, but understanding how they fit together is what will really set you apart and elevate you into those top-paying roles. The journey to mastering these skills isn't necessarily short or easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. The demand is real, and it's not going away anytime soon. So the best thing you can do is just start. Pick one area that genuinely interests you the most and dive in. There are so many amazing resources out there. Online courses, certifications, open source projects you can contribute to. The key is to move from passive learning to active building. Get your hands dirty, build something, break it, and then figure out how to fix it. That's where the real learning happens. Start building these skills today, and you'll be on your way to a high-paying IT career. It's a marathon, not a sprint, but every step you take puts you closer to that goal. Focus your energy, stay curious, and keep building. The future you are aiming for is absolutely within reach. Let me know down in the comments which of these skills you're most excited to learn or what you're already working on. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.